You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network.
You're listening to the Horror Ramblings Podcast, the show about all things horror. We hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Horror Ramblings Podcast, the show about all things horror. Of course, you already knew that, but you might not know this. I am not your typical host. Your regular hosts, Lester and Stephen, are a little, shall we say, tied up at the moment. So, I will be joining you tonight to discuss a topic of my interest. My name is Mr. H. And I enjoy discussing legends, myths, folk tales, all kinds of things from history. Of course, I had to stay true to the show to some degree, so I decided that I would start with a very interesting subject, one that takes place in good old Lester's neck of the woods, Ohio. Today, or tonight, wherever you're listening, whatever time you're listening, just know that we will be discussing Hatchet Man, Logan County, Ohio's first murder. Now, Hatchet Man was indeed a real man, a man who went by the name of Andrew Hellman. Born in Germany, moved here to sweet, lovable, innocent Ohio, only to become notorious as a legend for his heinous acts. Now, a few facts about him before we begin. He was raised in Germany. His mother died when he was young. He was a fairly well-traveled man, always conducted himself in a proper manner. His demeanor was always mild. He was steady and well-behaved, sober, and a very hard-working man. One thing for sure that was a precursor for future events was the fact that he hated women, hated every woman and everything about women. To this day, no one quite knows why, but that's neither here nor there. But on to the story. Andrew lived in Logan County, Ohio, on a stretch of road that we today call Hatchet Man Road. Now, if you go looking around Logan County, Ohio, and you Google Hatchet Man Road, you'll get a picture of it. You'll know where to find it. And getting there really isn't that hard. Today, the road doesn't seem like much. There are houses down it. It's lit all the way down until it gets to the cemetery. It seems just like any other back road for a nice country drive. But legend has it, if you go to Hatchet Man Road on any night and you stop your car, if it doesn't stall on its own, you will hear footsteps off in the woods. You may even hear a hatchet scraping on the road, possibly scraping on your car, and some unlucky people will see a shadowy figure tap on the glass of their window with a hatchet. Of course, at that point, if you haven't pissed your pants and driven off, well, let's just say your spirit will be joining his. Now, it's a very good story, but a lot of people have gone out of their way over the years to exaggerate and make it into something more than what it really is. The truth is, Andrew Hellman lived in Logan County. Lived on that road, and in an anger that few people have ever seen, he tried to poison his wife and his children. Hoping that it would work, he went about his business, and when it didn't work, he went to something more primitive. He grabbed a rusty hatchet, and he hacked his entire family up. He was eventually caught by the local law enforcement and locked away to be dealt with. However, he did escape, and he fled all the way to Maryland. Once there, he decided that he would change his name and try to be a good boy, try to live an innocent life, try to not be so evil. And for quite a while, he went about his daily life. He conducted himself the same as before, blended in with everyone. He even got married again, and more children were in his life at that point. But old habits die hard, no pun intended. Dear old Hatchet Man did what he did best. or should I say, tried to do what he did the last time. He was going to poison his family, just like he did before. And yet again, it didn't work. And so, back to the hatchet he went, hacking up all of his family. Of course, the second time, he hacked his wife up so badly that they couldn't find all of her. At least, not her head. Apparently, that's still missing to this day. But dear sweet Hatchet Man was getting older. 51 was old for that time. And he decided that he would try to escape again. But he wasn't as cunning. He wasn't as quick. And they got him. They tried him. And they hanged him in the center of town. Now, if memory serves me right, that is where his remains are. In Baltimore, Maryland. So not here in Ohio. Not in Logan County. But apparently this is where his spirit longs to be. This is where it wants to bring more carnage. So every weekend, just about, children from all over Logan County decide to go joyriding on Hatchet Man Road. Have some of them seen him? Have some of them fell victim to him? Well, I haven't seen anything in the news, I guess I could say. But it does make you wonder if someone that evil could remain in some shape or form after all these years. Of course, hearing me talk about Hatchet Man is only one thing. You can Google him and do your own research. There's even a very interesting book on the subject called Hatchet Man by Krista McKibben. If you get the chance to look at it, you can find it on Amazon for $9.99, or you can get it at the Kindle store for free. Regardless of what you would do, just know that Hatchet Man is a legend around Logan County, Ohio, and one that I find absolutely fascinating. Another interesting story from Ohio can be found in Hardin County, so not too far from dear sweet Logan County. It's known as the Witch's Pyramid. You go there, you will find it. The grave exists. I've seen it myself. It is at the Ridgeway Cemetery. A witch was supposedly hanged from a tree nearby, her body tossed into the grave. During the night, her spirit roams the cemetery, and on her tombstone there is a poem that, if read aloud, will have dire consequences on those who have read it. The most interesting thing about this story, however, is that in 1997 or 1998, somewhere within those years, the grave was desecrated, dug up. People were trying to find the body of the witch. They dug down 6 feet before they were caught, but found nothing. If you read the poem on the tombstone at night, the witch will attack. People have reported pulling into the cemetery, seeing things in their rearview mirrors, and as they've driven away, seeing a figure standing near the tombstone. Others have reported that the tombstone is warm to the touch like a body. Regardless of what you may think, it was an actual person who was buried there, witch or not. I would say that she deserves to have her slumber uninterrupted. So maybe she's just tired of everyone coming and bothering her at her resting place. Maybe she's not really a witch. Either way, you shouldn't mess with the dead, let's be honest. Of course, the dead have nothing better to do than haunt those who decide to interrupt their slumber, those who decide to cause them trouble in their afterlife. Now, of course, there are other stories I could discuss this evening, but I think I'm going to wait, let you get a taste of this, have some curiosity go through the roof, and possibly reach out to the boys that host this show and find out if they know a thing. Of course, you know you can follow this show on Facebook. They do have a Twitter page, as well as an Instagram. You can go to pencilandpaperproductions.com to find everything you need to find about this show as well. And of course, until next time, make sure that you stay spooky out there.
This has been the Horror Ramblings Podcast. Join us next time for even more.
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.